Alright, welcome back to RockpileSports, where we cover many different events that are taking place around the world of competitive baseball, soccer, football, and more. Make sure you subscribe and also like the video for more content just like this. So, tonight, just giving you guys another heads up, we are doing a play-by-play on Twitter of the second game of the Stanley Cup. The play-by-play, I have to admit, is a little bit biased towards the Avalanche, just because I am an Avs fan. But if you want quick updates on the game, and you're on the bus or something, and you're not able to stream the game, look at my Twitter. We are already exceeding 100 tweets, so we tweet a lot during the game. And it should be a pretty interesting game, back in Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. Hoping to not make as many defensive mistakes if you're the Avalanche. That own goal, easy saves from the keeper that were missed, not being able to stop. Just the second goal that Tampa Bay scored, not the Avalanches were not able to stop the two Tampa Bay players passing the puck back and forth to each other, and then just getting way too close and just being able to hit it in. But on the offensive side last game, Colorado was amazing. They had way more shots than Tampa Bay, way more shots on goal. They capitalized a lot more often, and I think they were just better at managing their attack. The Tampa Bay goalkeeper is really, really good, but they really made him tired. And that overtime goal was just an example of a really good goalkeeper that doesn't have a solid defense, or doesn't have a solid enough defense to be able to stop an attack, because he was making a lot of saves at the end of the third period and at the start of overtime, making tons of saves, tons of stops, and the goal that was scored was him making a lunging stop, rebounding out to an Avalanche attacker who passed it over to the right flank, and it was a wide open shot. And that wasn't even the goalkeeper's fault. It was just Tampa Bay not being able to get back, and it wasn't even Vasilevsky's fault. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, by the way. It wasn't even his fault. We'll see. I think the Avs should still score at least 2 goals, but Tampa Bay could turn it up. I think they're going to score at least 3. My ceiling for Tampa Bay in this game is a lot higher than Colorado. I think they're going to have a really good rebound, and I hope now you guys should not get mad at me for being biased, because I'm saying that Tampa Bay has a pretty good chance of scoring more goals than Colorado. So please, you can stop crying in the comments down below. I'm not biased. I kind of am, but not biased in these predictions. So I do think Tampa Bay is definitely favored for this game, but you never know. Colorado could pull together a bunch of shots and be able to tighten up on the defense. I just don't think. I mean, if they're gonna make the mistake, if they even make one of the silly mistakes that they made last game, I don't think it's gonna end well for them in terms of locking up Tampa Bay's attackers. Okay, final thing of the video. I just wanted to have something else to talk about, be able to make this video have some more variety around it, and it's going to be my thoughts on the suspension of Deshaun Watson, because by the looks of it, it looks like it's going to carry over into this season, even when he's on a completely different team in a completely different year. And it's really going to affect the Browns, because I think the Browns are favored to go pretty far. Like a few years ago, they signed Demarius Randall, they signed a bunch of good defensive players, and then they got Odell Beckham, and everyone's like, okay, they're going to win the Super Bowl. And then they have Baker Mayfield. That was back when he was in his prime. And this is the same thing. However, in that year, 3 years ago, where they were favored to win the Super Bowl, or one of the favorite teams, they didn't really perform well. And I think this year would be an exception, except for the fact that Deshaun Watson might be getting a little bit of a suspension. And he's already served a lot of it. but I think he's going to serve just a bit longer than what Brady had to serve at the beginning of 2016 for Deflategate, and that was 4 games. So I think he's going to miss probably the first 6 games of the season. Maybe they're going to unsuspend him at about the midseason point, just because that's a good landmark that where a lot of business, like trades and management fiascos go down. So it could be till midseason, but I think after midseason, if Deshaun gets back to his old form, even just half of what his old form was, because he was a top 5 QB, arguably a top 5 QB, and a lot, especially if you're talking to a Texan fan. If he gets back to just half of what his old form was, I think the Browns in the final 9 games of the season would probably win at least 5. I have not looked at their schedule yet, but I just think if Deshaun can get back to it after he was banned for so long, I think the Browns are going to be really motivated. And the Browns are looking for revenge. 2 years ago, they lost. Really controversial matchup versus KC. They're ready. They got a good team again. They got a competent quarterback again. They're ready to play. They are ready to play. In a couple months, like right before the NFL season starts, I'll be doing my NFL predictions. I mean, if I was doing like the floor and ceiling type of predictions, my ceiling for the Browns would be pretty dang high. But it's all going to come down to whenever Deshaun Watson is going to be unbanned. And I think, like I said, I think that's going to be at midseason. So the Browns are probably going to have to deal without him until then. Anyways, that was another episode of RockpileSports. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to become an OG on the channel. And also consider liking the video. Like I said, tonight we'll be doing our play-by-play on Twitter between the Avs and Lightning game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.